Given some of the major projects that have taken place in the city over the last 10, 20 years, new schools, baseball stadium, convention center coming in, just to name a few, those things are now starting to slow down, come to a close. You have a few schools maybe left in the former mayor's school program. What can be done to continue economic growth and to continue to fuel economic growth in the city, maybe without as many big projects going on, save of course for the sewer project? What would you advocate as a council person that the city do to help attract more jobs and get more money into the local economy? We'll start with you, Ms. Blake.
Okay. Well, I would look at small businesses. We have to find out what barriers they have to try to remove them, because they can help jumpstart your economy. And then with the sewer project, to hire as many residents as I hope that this contractor that did get the bid is open to hiring as many city residents as they can and get them trained to get them on that particular project. And then just listen to people to find out what the need is, again, in the business arena, work with the commerce department there and just find out what the barriers are, again, to remove for small businesses to get them to come in here to be interested in Akron.
Mr. Thanasiu.
I think that economic growth, well, I don't think, actually, I know that one of the key and most forceful driving agents of economic growth are revolutions in technology. Every time we have a technological revolution, it spurs growth. And I think that having a wealth of research facilities available at the University of Akron, not far away at Kent State. We also have other colleges and universities in the region, but focusing on our university, the University of Akron, I think that we can develop new technologies. We can look into some of the surfaces that I talked about for permeable surfaces to reduce stormwater runoff, as well as look into energy development technology, look into creating products that will become needed in the future and that are needed now to revolutionize our growing demand for energy. That can happen here. Akron has been a powerhouse of innovation in the last century and a half, and while that has stalled for a period, there's no reason why that can't reoccur. We just need to invest in education and attract the kind of ideas that would look to develop technologies here.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Blake, would you care to follow up?
Well, again, it's about thinking out of the box, because I had a moment there to think, and again, support, find whatever can be manufactured to support the sewer project here. We need to try to find out what it can be and remove whatever barriers to get it done. Again, that can help bring jobs to people here in the community.
Mr. Thanasiu, any more to add?
No further comment.
Well, one of the issues that I had as just a resident of Akron over the last 16 plus years is that at least there was the perception that we were spending a lot of time looking internationally for additional business without necessarily doing a good job of looking at what we can do locally with growth. And I will give Mr. Moneypenny, the previous Ward 10 councilman, a lot of credit. His first day in office as mayor, during the short period he was mayor, he actually met with the top 20 businesses in the city of Akron. And that is something I have called for in the past to ensure that those folks who have already set up shop in Akron, who have employees in Akron, who would like to grow their business, have that opportunity to do so. And I don't think as a city we've necessarily done a good job of meeting with our local businesses to see either one, what the city is doing to stand in their way of growth, or two, what the city could do to help them grow. Along those same lines, we get into a situation with businesses that, again, if we're not looking to try to encourage growth, then we discourage it. And we haven't done a great job of that in the past.
Okay. Rephrase the question again to me, okay?
Yeah, a number of large projects that were undertaken by the former mayor have either concluded or are winding down. A big example would be the project to rebuild the city's schools. With that coming off the books, what do you think can be done, and what are some opportunities to help further economic growth in the city?
I liked a lot of what Wayne said, and I think that's important. And I just want to add to that, I think growth in, obviously being of my party is private sector. What can we do in the private sector to grow our economy? Government, there's only a limited amount of things we can do before that runs out. And so my answer to that is let's hit the private sector as much as we can. What can we do to create jobs, to have growth, to make Akron appealing to other people to come in? And so that's number one. And I like the idea of that. We have gone to other businesses, other people to say, hey, what can we do? And I think it starts there. And second, have we ever looked at other cities, of our size in our structure? What have they done? What have they done to grow and move forward? And, there's only so much that we can do. We can't bring an NFL team to Akron. It's too small. But we can do some things to make that happen. And so I'm all for the private sector and investing in that and let the jobs happen.
Mr. Darlington, you could have followed up there.
We also need to make sure we are getting ready to begin the largest, from a financial standpoint, construction project in the history of Akron, the sewer project. We do need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to bring in trained folks to be involved in that project. If they're already in the community, possibly that's going to help them get into better jobs. If they are from outside of the community, give them the opportunity to move into Akron and take advantage of the affordability we offer. Also, again, want to tie back into what I said earlier about talking to businesses. We missed a major opportunity. Again, I'm a first-time candidate, but I'm very much in tune with what goes on within City Council and city business. And there was no conversation whatsoever when Gojo, which is national headquartered, if not international headquartered, in Akron, wanted to increase its production. And they chose to move their new production, new hiring, to Wayne County, rather than looking at something in Akron or Summit County. And that's a failure of the current administration and City Council, I believe.
Well, there's the sewer project, of course, but at the neighborhood level, I would say the potholes in the streets are a big issue. I commute from Akron to Independence, and I get on at the Mull Avenue exit, and the pavement on Mull Avenue is just terrible. It gets a lot of traffic because of the exit to I-77 there, and it seems like every year it disintegrates. And then, they repave it, the next winter it disintegrates again. Now, obviously, we can't change the climate in northeastern Ohio, but I think maybe a different approach would help. When I went to France, I was astounded that there seemed to be virtually no potholes in the roads there. And I asked them, why is that? And they said that in France, when a construction company paves a stretch of road, they're obligated for 10 years. If it develops potholes or any other problems, they have to repave it. Whereas in Akron, as far as I can tell, they pave it, and after that, they have no liability. So we maybe should look into a system like that, and they could. It would probably cost more to do the initial paving, but then it would last for a while.